I am well known for loving guitars that rock and don't cost a lot of money. I'm going to get that fixed. Promise.
Guitar Stuff with John!
Welcome to another Guitar Stuff with John. Yeehaw! Right. Where do I begin? Let's start at the beginning. When I first started this channel 5 years ago, I brought my love of the non-traditional builders to YouTube. You just don't see them that often on here. You see people who love their Martins, their Gibsons, their Taylors, their Breedloves, their Laravees, the names we all know, right? Well, duh, those are good guitars. We know they're good guitars. And they're not the most consistent guitars, but they're good guitars. It's not as I've said a million times, it's not the company's fault. It's the fact that they're making hundreds of thousands of guitars, right? And they're charging premium top dollar for them. Let's face the facts. If you want to buy a great Martin, you're looking at $4 or $5 grand. Same with Gibsons. Same with all of them. That's what they cost. To get a luthier level, single bench quality, that's what it costs. You can buy cheap Martins, cheap Gibsons. You can buy Epiphones, which are a great guitar. But, see, there's the trap. I started to endorse, and I still do, and will always strongly endorse, the Asian shops and the Asian factories that build Epiphone, Yamaha, Alvarez, Eastman, you name it. There's a ton of them over there. And they are building super, super quality instruments in Indonesia, Japan, China, Malaysia sometimes. They're over there. And they know what they're doing. And they're building guitars that blow your mind. So what ended up happening is this. And I understand this, but I want you to make sure you get what I'm saying here. I'm not a political guy. I don't care about politics, and I don't care about, wars that happened 50 years ago. I care about guitars. That's what I care about. And if they're great guitars, I don't really give a shit where they come from. As long as I can play them and look at them and go, this is a masterpiece, you should buy one of these while you still can. Because it often happens that these companies that come out of the East, the Far East, right? Sometimes they don't last because they can't keep up the quality at the prices they're charging, right? And I have heard 100 times on this channel in my comments, and I never answer. I've heard 1,000,000 times, I'm not buying nothing from China. Because China. Because they're this, they're that. They're communists. These are built under slave labor. These are that. It's a horrible place. The people are terrible. Look, we understand that they're not a democracy, okay? I don't care. Because guess what? They build great guitars. And I don't care what their ideology is, their dogma is. That has nothing to do with me as an artist. And I know lots of Chinese people that live here, and they're beautiful people. So you're missing out if you're not willing to look at something that comes from that country just because of politics. You need to set all that aside. Okay, you can still have those feelings, and you could be right. You still have them, but put them over there on the desk for a few seconds whilst you try a guitar like this one. This comes from a company in China, in Guangdong, China. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. I apologize to the boys over there. The company's name is Hsienmo. 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 Now, here's the premise, and this is what caught my eye. This is not a factory. I want to make that very, very clear. It is not a factory. It is a small bench builder with about a dozen guys or so, with a master luthier at the head, and every one of the guys that's under him is also a master luthier. It's a group of like-minded guitar builders who are capable, as you're about to see, of building spectacular guitars. Not just guitars, but guitars of every variety. And they love Western instruments, and they tribute them regularly. This one, of course, is a triple O based on a Martin style. They tribute McPherson's, Loudons, Taylors, Gibsons, and they do their own design as well. And these boys can flat build guitars. And the scary part is that they are charging way less than they need to for these instruments. And the reason they're doing it, it's not because of communism, and it's not because they're there under slave labor. It's because they want to break the West. They want to come into the West. They want to be respected as builders. And they realize that they can't charge what this guitar is worth because nobody knows them here. That's the only reason this guitar, I believe this thing is somewhere in the $1,500 to $2,000 range, which is absolutely obscene. It's so cheap. And here's why. Listen to this guitar. That's unbelievable. This guitar is on par with any builder in the West. This is it's a straight rosewood. I believe they're using Adirondack on this top. A triple O. It's a triple O Martin, but it's a Hsienmo. But they've built it in that tradition, and they are doing guitars that are just ridiculous for little to no money. I discovered these totally by accident while I was looking through Reverb, which is right now is the biggest place that they sell them because they just don't have a distributor in the West. And Lee, the gentleman who runs the shop, who's been talking to me, they're just like, yeah, we'll send you a couple of them because we want to be sold in North America. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to get it in front of people, right? So here it is. And this is just one of them. I have a second one they sent me, which is a completely different guitar altogether. It's a Loudon tribute guitar. I'm going to review that one as well. But I wanted you to take a look at this one first because it is so familiar to us, right? This is a guitar built to the specifications of the old style 000 Martin 00028, right? Slotted headstock. It's flawless. The only thing that happened, full disclosure, is because the humidity and the temperatures are so different between here and there. When it got here, it had a couple of frets that jumped out a bit because of the humidity. And I just took a little mallet and popped them back in. Everything was fine. And now it plays like a dream. Listen to that intonation. It's perfect. Like there's nothing you could ask for more in a guitar of this body size than this. And I'm pretty sure it's running around $1,500. That's ridiculous. And they're not going to be able to keep up doing it. They really aren't. But here's the thing. I believe they make a lot of extra money by they build some guitars that are so stunningly ornate, right? They're just gorgeous. They're works of art. All kinds of things. If you look up their guitars, Hsienmo, Hsienmo guitars. If you look them up online, you'll find a lot of them on Reverb. You'll find them on their website, of course. You can build the guitar on the website and go through all of their options, and they price it as you go. And the base price is $1,500, and you add onto it from there. There's no laminate. This is solid wood. This is a handmade guitar. There is no factory building this. It's a dozen or so guys, just like Boucher, just like Gallagher, just like everybody else, right? That builds guitars this way. They're incredible. For this money, I would buy everything they make at this rate, right? So let's take a close look at the guitar because I want you to see it up close because it's flawless. And I hope of all the things that I've showed you on this channel is that this company will finally pull the naysayers away from the ledge, right? And they'll say, yeah, you know what? I would invest a couple $1,000s in a guitar like that. And so you can see just how well how incredibly well they do this over there. And they're no different than us. They're 12 or 14 guys trying to make a living. And they just happen to be in China. Well, obviously they're having a lot of fun because look what they're building. So anyhow, let's take a close look at the guitar and you judge for yourself how well it's built. This thing has a few surprises that I'm going to show you that you'll like as well. Okay, boys and girls, so here we are at the Hsienmo. The headstock of the Hsienmo. I've got a beautiful rosewood veneer, nickel tuning. These are Grovers. None of this is fake. This is all real gear they're using. Camel bone nut, ebony fretboard, nickel frets, beautiful abalone snowflakes. Look at those. Gorgeous, gorgeous material they're using. And then we go on to the top, of course, which we can see. That's Adirondack. There's no way it's not. It could be Engelmann, but look at the flame in it. Like they're using such great wood, right? Herringbone trim. Herringbone trim. All the way around. You got ebony bridge, camel bone saddle and pins. Camel bone. But they're making these. These are handmade. The back is gorgeous, dark stained East Indian rosewood, or it may be some other rosewood that they use over there but it's rosewood. It's absolutely rosewood. And they're using the faux ivory binding. Look at the lines of that. But that's high-end stuff. You can't find that just anywhere. And here they have a maple end cap. Oh, no, sorry, that's more faux. That's more faux. It's dyed a different color, but it matches the neck so well too. Beautiful. Yeah, this thing is deadly. There's our sticker, or sticker right there. Sieno. There really isn't much on the sticker that I can see. Cool. All right. And then here's the thing I wanted to show you. That's really cool. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The whole tailpiece is floating. Look at that. This is all floating. So the whole outside, and it's sitting on a block that comes from inside the guitar. It's part of the heel, the end block. So the entire, like the whole outside edge of this fretboard tail is floating above the guitar. See that? That's incredible. It's hard to see down inside there, but there is a block. You can sort of see it just there. Comes from inside the guitar. It's part of the heel assembly. So it's a very, very strong joint. And it lets that fingerboard tail float over the top. Isn't that incredible? That's one of the coolest designs I've ever seen. They call it a cantilevered neck. I've never seen modern guitars with it. And wait till you see the next Hsienmo, because it has a totally floating fretboard. But this they call the cantilevered neck. It's incredible. I just love it. It's such a great innovative design, right? That you just don't see very much anymore these days. So there it is, the Hsienmo 000. Pyramid bridge, look at that thing. All cut by hand. You see where it was sanded and carved by hand. Standard rosette. All the way back up here. Oh, and we have a full volute. Full volute, mahogany neck. Beautifully done, beautifully done. So I just dare you to find a guitar of that quality, of those materials, with that kind of innovation in it, for the money they're asking, because it really is an incredible piece of work. Good job, Hsienmo. So there you go. There's the Hsienmo 000 Martin style guitar. That's what it is. It's a tribute to Martin's early work. And like I said, this guitar, you just can't go wrong buying a guitar like this for this much money. It's ridiculous that the prices of these things are that low. And but I hope that they do well so that they can raise their prices up to market. No, not where our market is, because our market's too high. But they need to get, in the $3,500 range for what they're doing, because they deserve it. And for guitars like this guitar should cost $3,000 at least for what it is. So hopefully we can sell enough of these for them over here that they'll be able to raise their prices a hair each year and continue doing this, because this is a hugely important part of the market, right? People who want fantastic guitars but can't afford to buy the normal culprits, right? This is a true option for those people. You can't spend the money? Well, guess what? These guys build the same guitar, just as good as anything else in the market, but it costs this many dollars. So thanks to everyone at Hsienmo. There's another review coming. I really want you to see that one, because it's ridiculously good. And like I said, they had some tricks, don't they? This cantilevered tail piece, or a fingerboard tail, I love that. I think that's a brilliant neck design. It frees up a ton of the top that it normally isn't free at all. And that's why probably it sounds so good, right? There's a really innovative design, and the guitar, and because there's so much innovation in them, they do have to be built by masters, and they are. If they weren't, they'd never be able to pull this off, right? So, anyhow, I love this guitar, and I'm not turning loose of this one. It's a beast. It's a beast. A full-out beast. And it's only going to get better with time. Because it is made well and out of real wood. Everything is... I mean, you just can't beat it for this price. So there you go. Go check them out online. See what they have. They have things on Reverb. They have things in their shop. They'll build custom guitars for you. Check them out. It's really worth the while. And I know you'll... When you have it in your hand... You will never question your purchase. So there you go. There's the Hsienmo 000, the little mini cannon. Wow. It just never gets old. Thanks to the boys over in China for sending this to me. And I keep on building these great guitars. I guarantee you, we're going to get you some more sold. I know people, guitar heads, this is their bread butter. This is what they're looking for. Something that's crazy good that they don't have to spend $1 million on. Hsienmo guitars. All right, boys and girls, love you. I don't care who you are, what you are. I love you. Okay, see you soon.